Item number 21, City Council reports. Councilmember Ditball.
Hey, just a couple of things. We had a very, very short LAFCO meeting, just basically going over canceling one meeting and having a special meeting now that we have a new executive director. So we'll be touching base with him in our next meeting. So it was just a very short meeting to go ahead and get that scheduled. Other than that, we had the celebration of the phase 1 of the Bridge Street corridor, which was a great event. It's also the kickoff to the 5th Street bridge replacement project. Had a great turnout, wonderful, wonderful event out there. So it was nice to get everybody there and celebrate. The other was the Sister City delegation. The Torah Japan folks arrived, and we had the welcoming ceremony outside of City Hall. They are enjoying their week in Yuba City right now, so we'll see them one of these evenings for our dinner. Other than that, that was it. Very small.
All right, thank you. And moving to Councilmember Dukes.
I have just a couple items to report. First, today chose Megan Grima to be our representative for the Citizens Advisory Board for the Sutter Butte Flood Control Agency, as Mike Morris has stepped up to be on Levy District 9's board, so he couldn't be on both. So he now officially has a replacement. And last week attended the fall meeting for the Mosquito Vector Association of California. And I was elected as the vice president of the state trustee board for the Mosquito Vector District. That's all I have to report.
All right, thank you very much. Moving on to Councilmember Cash Gill. Hey, this could be your last report.
Yes, actually it is my
And that
last.
was your last report.
It is our last official city council report for council members, because I think tomorrow's just a ceremonial meeting to honor one of our local pioneers of our community tomorrow night. We did attend the Pluma Street phase 1. It's nice to see that we'll be beginning on our bridge to Marysville, and I think, like Bob Barkhouse said, former mayor, council member, this bridge is actually to somewhere. And it is a bridge into Marysville. I know a lot of the people, including ourselves, we wanted a third bridge, but I guess to get 4 lanes into Marysville and get 4 lanes all the way to Highway 99 is better than 2 lanes and bottlenecks in between. So that's going to be a nice project when it's finally completed. Where's Mr. Darren Gill? Darren Gill, thank you and congratulations to you and the Rotary Club of Yuba City, the City of Yuba City, for stepping up and inaugurating this Japanese garden for an area that was kind of wasted, I guess you could say, but now it looks beautiful. It's lit up. I drove by, pulled in at nighttime. It looks even prettier at night. For 28 years with the Torday City, our sister city, it's 28 years for them coming here. It's 27 years for us going over there. And it's nice to see some of the same folks come back and forth for us. And I had the honor to represent the city of Yuba City on 25 years when I went back. And the hospitality that the Japanese folks show us is unbelievable. And to stay with them at their houses and they take us around, show us around is unbelievable. So thanks to all of the delegation that's here and enjoying our city of Yuba City. Tomorrow night we do have a special council meeting representing, I don't want to steal your thunder, but I don't know if you had it or not, but honoring, I'll just keep it real short, so I'll leave it up to you, honoring Didar Singh Bains, who was a World Sikh leader, one of the pioneers for not only this community, but the entire world, who's more well known probably outside of Yuba City than he is in Yuba City. So that's tomorrow night. So with that, it's been a great honor, a great pleasure representing the city of Yuba City for 8 years, and enjoyed my time. So I'll keep the rest of the comments for December 2nd or December 3rd, whenever our final meeting is. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And moving on to Vice Mayor Cleveland.
Well, first of all, we attended the Yuba Sutter Transit meeting, and very little major changes or events on that, but continually trying to improve the services that are provided in our area, except that we did have a card, the new, what is that called? Where you
Connect card? Connect card?
card you can use, and it actually works for Sacramento and for us, and so where that is actually kicking off, and so they're giving out a few of them for people to test and see if how well it works, or to that Connect card. Thank you. And I remember when that started 5 years ago, when I was at the county and they first started talking about it. So 5 years, we're finally there. But you know, getting those connections between other communities and how their systems work can be difficult. Also attended the Bridge Street project dedication. That was a fantastic event. I've heard about this for the last 25, 27, 28 years. At Bridge Street getting widened and things, and I think we've shown how serious we are by removing the homes that as we buy them or they become vacant, to where that project will be completed. We're very serious about it, and making something great for our community. Also, the Tour Day delegation, I wasn't able to attend, but I do hope to be a representative next year in February in Japan. Usually we try to host a family or somebody. This year just too busy and was not able to do that. So looking forward to that experience again.
Thank
you.
All right. All right, I'm not going to beat this horse too far, but the Bridge Street project, it was amazing to have the representation there of not only this council, but prior mayors, the visionaries that years ago saw the potential of a project and just the continuity of process, and certainly to Diana with her staff as they've moved this project forward. And the funding for that project comes primarily from the federal government. Our Congressman Garamendi was there, and then we also have some of the SACOG funding, and so our local match on any of this is pretty minute compared to the size. A $70 million project to replace an outdated bridge that was built post 1955 flood, and bringing a 200-year flood level protected structure to raise it above the floodplain, and certainly to increase even in the event of emergencies. What a lot of people don't understand is and again, I harp on this, the Fifth Street Bridge is not accessible in a high water event. There is a cofferdam put in place on the Marysville side because it cuts through the top of the levee, and it's required to be in place to protect the city of Marysville. So this bridge will actually allow traffic in the event of an emergency to have ingress and egress from that area or into and out of that area. And certainly that is where our only medical facility of any significance is available 24 hours per day, and that is the Rideout Hospital that is newly opening and will have a very high level of trauma care for our area. We completed phase 1. That was part of this celebration. Moving on to phase 2 was certainly another large component. But as we move into phases 3 and 4 down the road, it will open a corridor into the heart of Yuba City and allow for access to a greater amount of commercial properties, certainly into a very beautiful and well-developed downtown, and also spreading into the Plumas Boulevard component, which is primarily our medical complexes in Yuba City. But I think will allow for a tremendous amount of expansion along that corridor, and certainly we look forward to having a remarkable boulevard that will probably could potentially in the future handle more than 30,000 daily vehicle trips. It could match what occurs on Colusa Avenue with fewer restrictions along the boulevard. So we're looking forward to that. The Tour de Japan delegation showed up in tow. I believe it's 16 youth. I didn't count all their heads, but I think it was like 16 youth. And they are enjoying our community. Certainly the highlight of why they come at this time of the year is Halloween. And they had a blast yesterday. It's been kind of going on all weekend. They were treated to a zombie group on Sunday night. They have really grasped the opportunity to engage with their families and learn more about our educational system, and certainly the cultural exchange is going along very, very smooth. Cash and I had the honor of going to the Mayor's Cup. Well, I was kind of required to be there. It didn't rain the first half. It was a remarkable game. It was very, very close. In the first half, it was a hard-fought, tremendously punishing football game, and it was played over at RV. And as the rain began in the second half, Cash made me stick around, and the injuries mounted, and yet the players showed great sportsmanship through that game, and honored each other, especially by knocking somebody down and reaching down and picking them up at the end of a play. And it was a lot of fun to watch these guys really work hard and certainly be cheered on by a group of young ladies on the sideline that tried to keep all the spirits up, even when RV took a little bit of a slump in that second half. But it was a lot of fun. Tomorrow, we have the honor of having Didar Baines here with us, and we are going to have a reception right out here, should the weather continue to hold out, and that's at 5 o'clock, and everyone is welcome to come to that. Didar is, you talk about another visionary of a community. When he arrived in this country with little, and through family was able to build what he has built. And my involvement with Didar was prior to becoming a police officer in 1979, but I got to start working alongside of him in 1980 with the very first Sikh parade that was attended by an amazing 300 people. His vision for that was to grow culturally the Sikh community's integration in our community with a celebration that would continue on for years, and it has done just that. Not only that, but I will tell you that Didar changed in 1984, was one of those instrumental members that changed the face of the world. Everything that transpired in 1984 in India was certainly felt here, and having a strong leader as Didar certainly changed a tremendous amount in that region of India. And again, I feel honored to be able to ask him to come here so we can recognize him for his many years of dedication and growth of our community, and certainly building a cultural bridge here in this community that has allowed the Sikh community to flourish. So with that, that is tomorrow night, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. There's a special council meeting to recognize him. And once again, everybody is welcome to attend. We are going to adjourn to closed session, and in that process, any member of the public wishing to address the City Council on any item listed in the closed session agenda will have the opportunity to present testimony to the City Council prior to the City Council convening into closed session. Comments from the public will be limited to 3 minutes. No member of the public will be allowed to present once the city council convenes into closed session. Is there anyone that wishes to speak to this council regarding the items listed on the closed session agenda? Seeing none, we'll adjourn to closed session. Thank you very much.